It is one of the chief skills of the philosopher not to occupy himself with questions which do not concern him. A confession has to be part of your new life. At the end of reasons comes persuasion. The logic of the world is prior to all truth and falsehood. The human body is the best picture of the human soul. To convince someone of the truth, it is not enough to state it, but rather one must find the path from error to truth. The world and life are one. Our greatest stupidities may be very wise. What can be shown cannot be said. The real question of life after death isn't whether or not it exists, but even if it does, what problem this really solves. Logic must look after itself. In a certain sense, we cannot make mistakes in logic. A man will be imprisoned in a room with a door that's unlocked and opens inwards as long as it does not occur to him to pull rather than push it. A serious and good philosophical work could be written consisting entirely of jokes. The philosopher is not a citizen of any community of ideas. That is what makes him a philosopher. You can't think decently if you're not willing to hurt yourself. To pray is to think about the meaning of life. Never stay up on the barren heights of cleverness, but come down into the green valleys of silliness. The world of the happy is quite different from that of the unhappy. One often makes a remark and only later sees how true it is. Philosophers are often like little children who first scribble random lines on a piece of paper with their pencils, and now ask an adult, "What is that?" Nothing is so difficult as not deceiving oneself. Knowledge is in the end based on acknowledgement. The eternal life is given to those who live in the present. The common behavior of mankind is the system of reference by means of which we interpret an unknown language. One of the most misleading representational techniques in our language is the use of the word I. Philosophy is like trying to open a safe with a combination lock. Each little adjustment of the dial seems to achieve nothing. Only when everything is in place does the door open. You get tragedy where the tree, instead of bending, breaks. Philosophy unravels the knots in our thinking. Hence, its results must be simple, but its activity is as complicated as the knots that it unravels. Where two principles really do meet, which cannot be reconciled with one another, then each man declares the other a fool and a heretic. At the core of all well-founded belief lies belief that is unfounded. If in life we are surrounded by death, then in the health of our intellect, we are surrounded by madness. Genius is talent exercised with courage. Someone who knows too much finds it hard not to lie. Whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent. It is a hypothesis that the sun will rise tomorrow, and this means that we do not know whether it will rise. The problems are solved not by giving new information, but by arranging what we have known since long. Philosophy is a battle against the bewitchment of our intelligence by means of language. There is no more light in a genius than in any other honest man, but he has a particular kind of lens to concentrate this light into a burning point. Aim at being loved without being admired. A philosopher who is not taking part in discussions is like a boxer who never goes into the ring. If people did not sometimes do silly things, nothing intelligent would ever get done.